The bar is loaded. Squat. Rack. The bar is loaded. Start. Press. Rack. The bar is loaded. Down.
Okay, so we just covered the squat, bench, and deadlift and the basic commands for all those lifts. We're going to go over more specifically the positioning that you have to maintain to make an illegal lift. On the squat, when the bar is loaded, command has been given, and you address the bar, you walk it out of the rack. Once you're out of the rack, both feet have to stay planted. Once you get in position, you're waiting for that squat command. Both feet have to be set in their stance. You can't move out, you can't move in, can't take a step forward or back. Once the judge gives that command, the knees have to already be locked out, the hips have to be locked out, the hands have to be firmly planted on the bar. From here, once the command is given to squat, it's down. This is where we see the crease of the hip. That's this part of the hip. Has to be below the top of the knee. All right? This isn't legal. Has to be below the top of the knee. From this position, you're coming back up. Again, feet have to stay planted. You're coming to a fully extended position. Knees are extended, hips are extended, hands stay on the bar. Any shifting this way or that with the hands, if we're going out or in, if the feet take a step forward or back, we'll make it a disqualified lift. At that point, you'll wait for the judge to give you the rack command, at which point you'll walk the bar into the rack. So bench press. When the judge gives you the bar is loaded command, find your place on the bench, get yourself set under the bar, which is going to be in the rack. At this point, when you're set and you're waiting for your lift off, feet have to be planted. So you get your feet in position. Again, the heels need to be flat on the ground. We can't have any lift this way. So just be careful of how they're shifting when you're pressing. Moving up from there, the butt needs to stay on the bench. You can arch that back so you can be in this position. You see I have a pretty substantial arch here. You can do that, but the butt has to stay on the bench. From here, you're going to unrack the bar, shoulders on the bench as well. Shoulders and butt have to stay on the bench, heels have to stay planted. From this position, you're going to unrack the bar and hold here until you get the start command. When you hear start, you're going to lower the bar until it's in contact with the chest. We're not bouncing it, you're not dropping it. If it looks like it's caving into you and pinning you to the bench, the lift will probably be no good. So you're starting here. You get the start command, we're coming down. Hold here until you hear the press command. At that point, you're driving the bar back up, and then you'll wait here again until you hear the rack command, at which point you can put the bar back in the rack, and then you're free to move again. So again, feet planted, butt planted, shoulders planted, unrack the bar, start, press, rack. And that's the bench press. Okay, so the deadlift is the next lift we're covering. The commands are fairly simple. You're going to hear bar is loaded, at which point you'll adjust the bar, get set, make your lift, so you're fully extended at the knees and hips, at which point the judge will give you the down command along with a hand motion. So they'll say down, that's when you know you can set the bar down. Again, you're setting it down, not dropping it. Hands have to stay in contact with the bar all the way to the ground. You're not letting the lift go. More of the fine points of the lift as far as what can make it a good or bad lift. It doesn't matter which foot position you take. You can be wide stance, sumo here, where we're deadlifting like this. We can have traditional stance like this. To make it a good lift, once you're in place and the lift begins, the feet cannot move. Same as the squat. We're not moving to the inside or the out. If there's substantial shifting, it may get called as a bad lift. The next thing would be re-gripping. If you're shifting your grip during the lift, adjusting or shrugging it up, kind of throwing it to yourself, it'll get called as a bad lift as well. Hitching. There's a lot of different definitions of hitching, but anything where as you get to the top, maybe you're using momentum to get the bar up. Maybe as you get to the top, you kick the knees through and rest the bar to extend. Perhaps it's even as much as getting here and pulling with the arms. All those would be considered, for simplicity's sake, all those would be considered a hitch and would make the lift no good. So to be complete, you'll get the bars loaded command, address the bar, feet stay planted, come to full extension with the hips and knees. You'll hear the down command, set the bar back down, maintaining contact with the bar all the way to the ground. At that point, the lift is over.